Hello, I'm back, and this is the review for They Live. But before we get started, check this shit out.
Our masters!
What do these things want, and why are they here?
You still don't get it, do you, boy?
They have recruited the rich and the powerful!
They're running the whole show.
Wake up! They're all about you, all around you! Blinded us to the truth!
Take a look.
They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them.
Stay away from me! Put these on! They have us! Look at them! They're everywhere! Our owners!
We have no other choice.
I don't like this one bit.
Leave it alone, man. It ain't none of my business, ain't none of yours.
We have been lulled into a trance.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. We're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble.
Control us!
You're sending some kind of signals out of TV sets.
I've got one that can see.
Mama don't like tattletale.
Now we start spilling some blood.
Let's go!
Push a button.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Doesn't that make you feel all tingly inside? Now this film came out in 1988. I believe it was filmed in 1980, like late 1986, maybe 87. But you have to remember that this film, roundabouts there. Now you have to remember something. Films are greatly influenced by what's going on around, what's going on in the society of that particular time period. That's how films are. So basically, this film, and I didn't realize this at the time because the last time I saw this film. The last time I saw this film regularly, like multiple times, was when I was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 years old, on cable, on HBO, when I was a very little child. That was a long time ago. So basically, this film actually has a very heavily political bent to it. So without further ado, let's get started with the story, special effects, music, and then spoiler alert. I mean, then conclusion, then spoiler alert. So let's get started. The story of this film is actually pretty interesting. At first glance, just from watching the trailer, or on the surface, this is like your standard alien invasion story. But once you look a little bit deeper, it isn't. So, spoiler alert! Here's the story. Basically, there are these aliens that live, that have come to the Earth. They have taken over the upper strata of society. So the wealthy, the rich, everything. Either if the wealthy and rich aren't aliens themselves, the people who, human beings who are conspirators or turncoats, are siding with the aliens in order to get whatever the hell they want. And these aliens are basically exploiting the resources of our planet. So basically, they come from a more advanced civilization. They come here and steal all of our resources. Kind of like, another word would be ultra-capitalists with an ultra-laissez-faire attitude. I did not know that at the time, because when you're 5, 6 years old, you have no idea what the hell that means. But now, I mean, basically, these aliens are kind of like super fucking Republicans. they have basically set up a system so that all the money and power and wealth goes to them, and the rest of us get shit. So that's basically the gist of the movie. The main character, played by Rowdy Roddy Piper, is a guy who had a decent job, and he was in Denver, Colorado. Shit happened. The economy is tanking, and he finds himself going to some other city and basically trying to find work. He winds up getting hired at a construction site and meeting up with the second main character of our story, whose name is inconsequential because it's played by the estimable Keith David, the black guy who has one of the best voices ever. This guy's voice will make you grow hairs on your chest and a beard and make you into 2 times the man that you already are. So basically, this film has these two characters after some rocky beginnings, which I'll give you the clip of the greatest man-on-man action ever, and I don't mean that in a gay way. Where basically these two characters they go through some shit, and they discover that first, Rowdy Roddy Piper's character discovers that these aliens exist and that they have all of these subliminal messages all over the place that say obey, live, breed, consume, stuff like that. So there's this underground movement in the story that they have created these glasses that give you the ability to essentially see the aliens as they truly are, and their technology and their subliminal messages, which is kind of neat. And so basically, Rowdy Roddy Piper initially goes to a bank, and he puts on his glasses, he's got a shotgun, and he looks around and he says, I have come here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. And he just starts attacking people. Now, you might not know this, but that action phrase is one of the third-tier action phrases of the 1980s. People have used it in popular culture. I'm here to do this and kick ass, and I'm all out of this, so the only thing I'm going to do here is kick a lot of ass. So essentially, there's a femme fatale in the story who winds up working for the aliens that betrays him, but he still manages to destroy the alien central transmitter, thereby letting people find out, see who's really around them. And the ending scene of this film, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but it's Trey John Carpenter. So that's the story. I didn't get too in-depth about it. If you want to see what the nuances of the story are, watch it your own damn self, but it's pretty damn awesome. Next, we'll go over sound and graphics. Okay then, we're back. The special effects. The special effects are dated for their time. They're pretty good for the 1980s. The aliens look like aliens, and there aren't the rest of the special effects in this film are pretty damn normal. Now the next film I'll be reviewing will have great special effects, but that's not until Thursday. But the next, the graphics are very, not too very ho-hum. I mean, they're decent. They're decent for the time. They do their job. They accomplish what they want to accomplish. The aliens look alien, but not too alien. But you know they ain't from around here. The music, the musical score. Once again, John Carpenter wearing many hats. He did the musical score along with Alan Howarth, Howarth. And between the two of them, they did the music for this film. So it's very meh. that being done, the film does have, you know, the music gets the job done. Nothing special, nothing really to write home about, but yeah, it does what it's supposed to do. So after this, the conclusion, and then the special treat. Basically, it's time for the conclusion. Basically, this film is one of Rowdy Piper's best films. He was in quite a few B films of the 80s, like Hell Comes to Frogtown, but this film really cemented as one of the better acting roles of Rowdy Piper. Because, I mean, he was a wrestler, and Rowdy Piper looked like, I mean, the man looks like he's been through some shit. He looks like world-worn, okay, like he's been through some shit. And that kind of makes him into the ideal protagonist for a John Carpenter film, because all of his films, like, his heroes look like they've been through some shit. It's not like they're, you know, clean-shaven and, you know, just, you know, I'm here to kick ass. They look like they've been through some shit, and it works perfectly for him. And Keith David as the sidekick works out pretty well, because Keith David, even though he is the sidekick, he really isn't the sidekick. Does what he has to do, and they manage to save the world, but in the process, they die. But as Rowdy Piper's character dies, he manages to destroy their central transmitter, and he gives them the middle finger as he dies, which is a very badass way. Okay? He sacrifices himself to beat the man, and he wins. Even though he dies, he does win. He makes the sacrifice so that we can have a fighting chance in the future. So I said I was going to give you guys a little surprise. So after the cut, you will see the most manliest man-on-man action I've ever seen in a movie. Right about
You
Try these on.
Look, you crazy mother.
Put these on.
Hey, stay away from me.
I'm telling you, you dumb son of a... I'm trying to save you and your family's life.
You couldn't even save your own.
I'm giving you a choice. Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can.
Not this year.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Come on. Come on.
I don't want to fight you.